conviction is that all work on earth is God's work. All work, except the two that I mentioned, is God's work. And that you and I are called to actually do those works on God's behalf. If that's the only thing you've taken away in this session, I have succeeded. Because the way we are really going to engage the world is when we are planted in different areas. You know the experience Paul had in, was it in Athens? When they were going to, no, it wasn't in Athens, I think it was in Ephesus. And God told him, I have my men planted at strategic places in this town. Church is the only place where we are not strategic. We are not strategic. We are not training people for specific assignments out there. We just want everybody to be holy. Holiness is not an end in itself. It's a means to an end. If the whole of Nigeria gets saved and we are the way we are, if Boko Haram doesn't come from within, they will come from outside. My heart breaks every Sunday in Jos that the whole city is locked down because of the fear of Boko Haram. I see a situation where it's the tail wagging the dog. We are more than them. We are more influential than them, so to say. All right. Thank you, my brother. You see, work also fell when man fell. And I'm going to explain that, but the fall of man is not the end of the story, right? Man was redeemed, so work also should be restored back to the way it was before man fell. And the instrument God used to actually redeem man is the cross. So let's look at the cross now, not just as a means of saving our souls, but a holistic salvation. Work inclusive. Am I making sense? Please bring it up for me. All right. I want to, talk about the cross as not a place we go to, but a place we go through. Jesus didn't go to the cross. He went through the cross back to glory, right? So, every one of us there as believers, because this is a workers' conference, we start our journey in this life as members of the kingdom of darkness. David said, in sin, I was shapen in iniquity. In sin did my mother conceive me, right? We start from that point A. You don't need to bring me up so that I can flow here. We start from the point A there, kingdom of darkness. And then we move, please, point B. All right. We move from A to B, which is the cross. Can you guys see it? All right. Which is the cross, and we are graciously saved. But the journey doesn't stop there. We now go through the cross. Please move on. Next point. Move on, sir. All right. To point C, which is the kingdom of darkness, the Bible says that Jesus has translated us from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of his dear son, right? So we into the kingdom of God, which is point C. And then when we get to the kingdom of light, we see how things ought to be. But you see, we don't stay in church. We are called to go back to the kingdom of darkness with the light that we now have, and we shine. Church is supposed to be penetrating the world, but it's not going to be by programs. It's not going to be by how many meetings we have. It's not going to be by just the books that we read. Something is more effective where we spend most of our waking moments. Are you guys with me? The programs are good if we produce, if we illuminate our minds to teach us how to live in the world. The instrument that God has given us that we can use to engage culture is our vocations. Every time I come to Bowen here to come and maybe do a training for the academic staff, I tell them, why can't we have a vision in Bowen that in the next 15 years, the president of this nation will be an alumnus of this university? It's possible. It is possible. Right? But it's not just like the church, we just want degrees. And the next thing you want to do after your degree is design a CV. And go and look for work all over the place. Look for one Baptist man who is in one big office somewhere to get a job for you. That's a miserable life. You know, Harvard was a seminary. Right? Princeton was a seminary. Yale was a seminary. Harvard had a vision. Every president of this nation called America will come from Harvard. Only one has not been. Only Bill Clinton went to New York University. Obama is from, you're either from Princeton, Yale, or Harvard. What's the vision of Bowen? And if Bowen is going to have that vision, Baptist High School need to cooperate with it. Because that is the nursery. You see, we need to be strategic. There is no Muslim that goes into politics who doesn't have an imam somewhere giving him instructions. If you go into politics today, can the president still call you and tell you this is the way to do it? He wants to come and see you, he will feel form. That's who we, you see. And for church, sir, we can't call to order those we didn't produce. We can only demand accountability from those we produce. We need to have a work-oriented discipleship paradigm. A vocation-oriented discipleship paradigm. I mentor musicians and I tell them that music is a powerful tool. You can use music to turn this nation upside down. But you know what we do in church? We sing to God alone. That's good. That's good. But do we also train our musicians to sing to the world? We call it secular music. If I sing songs that addresses the issue of abortion, and you don't see amen, hallelujah, glory there, is it still as good as praising the Lord? Is it still as good? Yeah. But somebody sing that if I sing a song for my mother, although she's late, if I sing a song for my mother, is it a bad song? Huh? It's not a bad song. 10 minutes, that's enough for me, sir. That's enough for me. I'm done. Work is a means of communion with God. Work is the place where we can really know whether you have the fruit of the Spirit. Not when you come to. Everybody can fake in church. We want to see your patience. Let's see how you relate with your co-workers. For those who are interested, you can actually see these guys. They can give you, a copy of this presentation. So let me just give you this, a biblical worldview of work. You want to ask yourself as you are seated here, what kind of work will God do? Because if we say that all work on earth, right, is God's work, right? Then we want to ask yourself, the work I am doing, how many of you you don't work full time with the Baptist? How many of you? You are not a full-time staff of Baptist Convention. What? That's why we have a problem. Jesus Christ. Then how do we touch the world? Oh, this conference for church workers. Okay, are there pastors here? Oh, there are pastors here, right? Now, let me skip this and go and talk to you and round off. Right? If you get the presentation, it's going to help you.